Welcome to LUTV News InFocus, where we feature interesting topics on campus, in the community, and in the world of culture. I'm Chandler Smith. The spread of the coronavirus has put millions of Americans out of work, and those who still have their jobs are those deemed essential workers. Reece Smithhart is an assistant service manager at a local HEB grocery store and is here to talk to me today about working during the pandemic and what it means to be an essential worker. Reece, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem, man.
So the first question that I have is really, how has the pandemic changed the way that your work goes through its day-to-day tasks?
Just as far as the store, man, I'd say that things have been pretty inconsistent. At first, when they announced that the first cases of corona had been hitting the United States, things were more in sort of a panic mode because people didn't really know what for sure was going to be happening. I don't know how specifically HEB was going to be sure what was happening. So we were taking a lot of precautions. I mean, we almost immediately got the plexiglass, shields up in front of our registers. And they started out as kind of a small, kind of like 2 foot by 2 foot section that was almost laughable, to be honest. It was kind of silly. Customers would come in and be like, "Oh, is that going to be protecting you from me?" But I mean, as time has gone, HEB's been really good about they've upgraded the plexiglass. I think at least 2 times, possibly 3 in size. I mean, it covers almost the entire front of the register now. So as far as the store's been functioning, they've been really particular about making sure that we've been protected pretty much right from the start. And so, I mean, it's nice to know, especially since HEB is a Texas-specific grocery store, they're really able to focus on the safety of us as partners, and just in general. So it's made us feel pretty good about ourselves.
You see a lot of people every day, heavy traffic, especially since so many things are closed and a lot of people are staying home more. They need more supplies. They come to the store to get those. So you see a heavy traffic flow. What kind of concerns do you have in regards to your health and safety and the health and safety of the other coworkers that you have? You interact with so many people. I mean, what kind of anxieties do you have about maybe getting the virus or giving it to somebody else? What goes through your mind?
Well, personally, I have a 65-year-old father at home, and it's me and him and my girlfriend that live here. And I mean, even though he's in really good shape for his age, of course, the thought passes through my head of, I'm not so concerned about myself. I'm 20 years old. I'm pretty young, and I think I have a pretty good, decent shape, at least for my age. And I think I would do okay if I were to get it. But I'm mostly concerned about my dad getting it because he's had previous health issues with his heart and stuff. Like I said, even though he's in good shape, you never know how that could hit somebody like that. So I would fear that I might give it to my dad because that would make me feel pretty bad. But like I said, as far as HEB has been concerned, I wouldn't say I'm too concerned about getting it from partners because, and this could be, I don't know how true this is. I think that today, specifically today on the 15th, they mandated that all partners have to wear masks. I know that about a week ago, they started dishing out masks to us in case we didn't have access to them or anything like that. They started actually giving us masks. They would come and call us into the office one by one and give us a pack of 4 masks that we could alternate throughout our shift and say, look, these are yours now. They showed us how to put them on, how we could air dry them, that sort of thing. And they were really particular about, we don't want you to get it. We don't want you spreading it to customers. We want you to be as safe as possible because we don't want you to get sick. And, that makes you feel, and I don't mean to sound cheesy and say it makes you feel special, but, it's nice to have people that are working above us that, they care. And there was someone above them that cares and so on and so forth. And, so obviously at even a corporate level, HEB's been very good about protecting us as partners, giving us the masks and the plexiglass and everything.
And there's been a lot of talk about essential workers. Being an essential worker, you're able to work during this time. Does that title say anything to you at all, or is it just something that's in the news?
I guess we are kind of slowly learning who's essential and who's not. I mean, it's kind of strange to me. You wouldn't think immediately of linking the title essential worker with someone that maybe works at a McDonald's or a Subway or a Whataburger. But the places are open and they've essentially been deemed essential. And I'm not sure how I feel personally about fast food being considered essential, but you have to think on the other hand, I mean, if all of the fast food places went out of business, all those people wouldn't be getting their, getting their checks and getting their money. And on the other hand, if those places were to shut down, if every fast food or restaurant, there were, because a lot of local restaurants are just doing carryouts where they ask you what kind of car you have, you call in the food, when you show up, bring it out to your car. I mean, I've done that myself, and I was glad that the service was there because everyone's getting bored of eating, like ramen and microwave food, cereal and stuff. So if all of those fast food places were to all go down, I mean, the only place pretty much you'd be allowed to go would be somewhere where I work, like an HEB or a grocery store. So I feel like we would be getting swamped, just even more so than we are now if those places were to shut down, because you have the half of the people that went grocery shopping as soon as this all started in bulk, and they've since then pretty much been living off of that and going to fast food. And you have the people that are still regularly coming into the grocery store, like their normal trips, that are still getting all of their groceries. So I mean, I guess being considered essential is nice, but I mean, you have a lot of people coming in the store that, I mean, mostly you see on the media a lot of stories about how people are being awful inside grocery stores and making people's jobs harder. And you see people posting about, oh, make sure you're being appreciative of doctors and nurses and the people that are still open that are food related, like grocery stores and fast food. And I mean, to be completely honest with you, I think mostly I've had a good experience from this so far, just from the nice way that the HEB has been paying attention to us and what we need to stay safe. And the combination of, since you're from here as well, Chandler, and you know that we kind of we're not quite that large city to where nobody knows each other. And the more around the Beaumont area you get, for sure, a lot of people just seem to know each other in some form or fashion. And we have that sort of small town feel. And especially the Lumberton store that I work at, we are a pantry, which is a small size grocery store. And we don't have like a department or a whole pharmacy or a customer service desk. We just have groceries, and we have meat, and we have a deli, and that's it. And so a lot of the people that come in to shop with us, they know us by name. We see them a lot. I mean, I work the same shifts often, and so I usually see the same people that work every Friday night, and I'll say, hey, how you doing? So I mean, thankfully, due to the area that we live in, people that consider us their essential workers and come in and see us a lot and dub us essential have actually been pretty kind and understanding during all this, because we're just as scared as they are. Just because I'm wearing a blue shirt and we're wearing red shirts and we're behind a counter it shouldn't have to take away that veil of we're also a person that's back at home with a family that we don't want to get sick.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much for joining me, Reece.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate it, Chandler.
Thank you for watching LUTV News InFocus. To see more content from LUTV News, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.